sports, some people know, some people maybe do not, can be very ugly. And if you look at Twitter, you type in Cody Parkey's name.
I wouldn't type it in.
You pray for you pray for a guy like that. I mean, think back about the Steve Bartman situation years back with Chicago Cubs, the foul ball that was caught and changed dramatically the Cubs' outcome in their pursuit of a World Series that year. He went into hiding. He had to disappear. So for me, look, it's sports. It's a game. Obviously, you want the Bears to win, and it really hurts. And I understand people invested a lot in the 12-win Bears team and their chances for the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, you gotta think, hey, this guy's gonna have to deal with a lot, him and his family. By the way, Zak Stemer here, our sports guru, to break this.
I know, I'm
break
so
this whole
into
thing
sports.
down.
It's great. And so my 2 cents on this is, like, I obviously don't know that much about sports. However, this is, I think, the beginning plot of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Laces out.
Laces out. Like, I really expect this guy to, like, steal a mascot and the quarterback in 20 years, and this is going to be great for us to live out a real-life Ace Ventura. I'm really looking forward to it.
I love your take on this.
Yeah.
Immediately, my face was like, what?
You were texting me about it, like, oh my
Laces
God.
out.
I was like, that poor guy.
Yeah.
I know.
That poor
Sure.
guy. I immediately thought about him because everyone is going to point the finger at him. Do you think this could be our next Bartman?
Yeah, I really
You think so?
Yeah, like he's not going to be in a Bears uniform next year. What I thought was incredibly impressive and a life lesson for all of us to take in, and what I'm definitely going to talk to my son about today, is he missed the kick. He cost him the game. But when the reporters came in the locker room afterwards, he was sitting in his locker and he was ready to take on all the questions, all the criticism, own everything, say, hey, look, I didn't do my job. I let my teammates down. There's no excuses. Although he had an excuse because the ball was tipped by an actual defender for the Eagles, which wasn't covered in the broadcast.
That was not. I was like,
It's not
when did
talked
that
about.
happen?
But the thing is,
Which puts that on somebody else, not him. But then also, as you look at the kick, and every time guys do something good in football or any sports, they give the praise to a higher power. And even in that moment, he still pointed up, knowing that he probably needed somebody in that moment when he's probably feeling his lowest athletically. I thought it was a really cool life lesson.
the thing is, too, like, it seems like it came down to him at the end. But, like, if that was in the middle of the game, it wouldn't be his fault necessarily.
Right.
Like, people wouldn't be so
See,
upset.
and you say
It's
you don't know
just that it was at the
sports.
end.
That's exactly right, though. Like, for people to put this on a kicker and say he lost the game. No.
The team lost the game.
The team only
lost
put
the
up 15 points on their home field. The defense played well, but didn't make the necessary plays that they've done all year. And that puts you in the position for a kicker who you know has been struggling to have to win the game. So you can put that on the entire team.
Yeah.
Kudos to the Chicago Bears, starting from the head man, Matt Nagy, down, and everybody saying, this is our teammate, this is our brother, we got his back, we could have done more.
So we're out of the
Really
playoffs.
impressive. We are out of the playoffs.
So where's the team at now? You don't think the kicker's going to return?
No,
Are we
kicker's gone.
already setting up for next season? What do
We
you
are
think?
setting up for next season.
Do we have a good team
A
again?
big storyline. I won't go two X's and O's here because you guys will walk off set on me. But I think the defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, is huge to maintain him. This is a guy that you got to bring back. The
Okay.
defense won so many games
Big
for them.
fan of Fangio.
Are we keeping Trubisky?
Huge,
Fangio.
huge.
Big fan,
You got, Trubisky, and you got to invest in Trubisky. He's a bright young star. He came down the stretch, played a great fourth quarter. He's got to invest in. Future's bright. You got to put this in the rear view as hard as it is. Today's Monday. Don't look back, look forward. Great season, 12 wins. Nobody expected this. A team that went from worst to first, everybody. So you would have loved to see it pay off for the Super Bowl.
I love it when you rhyme.
6-part docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, debuted on Lifetime last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Everybody's talking about it, rightfully so. Manipulation of young women, sexual misconduct of the most disturbing degree detailed throughout the documentary. It's incredibly disgusting stuff. I got to ask you guys, how does it get to this point? How was R. Kelly protected for so long? Because an underlying theme with this was people looking the other way.
And just as a disclaimer, he has denied all of these allegations
And he's starting to sue everybody.
of sexual misconduct, and he plans on suing everyone involved in this documentary.
Which is very important to report here, because it is hearsay at this point until anything in a court of law has been handled.
It's just hard to deny with that many victims. though.
Exactly.
Like, we've all known about this for
Exactly.
a long time. Like, that tape came out many years ago. But I think it's been hard for people because we all love his music so much. Like, the man is great at music. There's so many good songs. Ignition, I Believe I Can Fly. Like, we all have life moments with this music, but at this point, we can't look the other way anymore. Like, we have to set a precedent and say, like, we have to believe these victims. He's been so manipulative and so horrible. You hear the stories in this docuseries, and it's like, we can't support that anymore. Like, we can't listen to R. Kelly anymore.
I think there's always been like this mentality of you have to separate the artist from their art, like you have to separate the person from the work. and that is only true up to a certain point.
Exactly.
And I call that point Shia LaBeouf. Like, you can be weird and do your thing, but when it's crimes, no.
Sounds funny, but I know what you're saying.
lives.
That's a very good point.
I cannot separate you from your work at that point in time. And so
yeah, I recommend everybody watch this documentary and then decide for yourself, okay? Watch this documentary, research, look beyond this documentary, because obviously this documentary is coming from one source. Do your own research and then decide how you need to move forward ask yourself what you need to do. Don't go so far into social media.
That's a great point, Felicia, and I don't want to spotlight you by any means on this one, but I want to ask you, because one of the things is, as you see it, as you research it, which was, excuse me, it was very troubling to me, was how ignored the young black woman's voice was.
Yeah.
And so for the only one sitting at the table that can truly shed light on that, what was your takeaway on that side of it? Just how many black women spoke up and weren't heard, and wholly maybe because they were black.
Yeah, and we asked, and that was a topic that was brought up inside the documentary several times, that if this had been white women, white girls, we're saying women, we need to say girls, women are involved as well, and that this had been white girls, they feel like their voices would have been heard, and that the decision from that trial, from the infamous tape, that it would have come out different, that the jury would have decided differently. I think that this documentary shows us that we need to take this a step further, that this isn't just about money or someone trying to have a grab or to knock R. Kelly down or something. We need to listen to what these women are saying and see how we can take this information and move this forward. There have been a number of legal pursuits of R. Kelly, and something is not working. Something is amiss. And we also have to talk about how there is, I think a lot of this happened too because there is a distrust of the criminal justice system. When it comes to black men, I think a lot of people immediately want to stick up for black men when it comes to the criminal justice system. That's a very good point.
And I think that's why a lot of people have aligned themselves, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'd say unfortunately with R. Kelly, because they don't want to see another successful black man be taken down by the system. But you gotta separate those two, in my opinion, in this one.
I'm not Chicagoan. I try to look at it from an unbiased point of view. I'm not Chicagoan, that South Sider. You know, Chicago loves to go hard for a city, okay? We do all the step in and the step in the name of love. And as Carly mentioned, all the songs that we sung at our 8th grade graduations, our high school graduations, all the Christian music that he has put out that has been played at church, the gospel music. We need to take another look at this as a society. And we need to listen to what these girls are saying so that we can decide how we need to move forward. All these celebrities coming to speak out that we're going to talk about in the 7 a.m. Like, I think time might be up for R. Kelly.
Yeah, and it's one thing that I love that this docuseries has come out for people to finally address it. It's like when it's the elephant in the room, and that elephant's showing himself to everybody. Now you have to act on it. And kudos to John Legend being the only artist who's very powerful in this business to say, hey, look, there may be ties, it may be awkward if we cross paths, but I'm not going to keep my mouth closed. I'm a father. I'm also just a human being.
Right,
and this is something that I'm not going to stand for.
Yeah, he said it was easy to speak out.
It's obvious. These are allegations. I'm encouraging fans to, if you're a true fan of R. Kelly, just take another look.
And can I just briefly ask a question? Like, since when did Lifetime become the network doing like thought-provoking docuseries?
They killed
Good for Lifetime.
Very, very good.